We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. A place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Yeah, some of we born on the hills, some on the low coastal plains. Plenty rice and sugar cane, same Guyanese blood in our vein. So make we burn out the hatred, time for erasing. Can't make that destroy. 6 races I share the same space in this 83,000 square miles.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
Brother is a brother, no matter which religion is you. Could a Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big water culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true. Of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world. My love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. Oh, and when we stand as one mighty like Mount Jerima for Guyana, for Guyana.
Our life would be beautiful, just like Guyana.
She's blessed us with her own, just to embrace her. You say, one and alone can't clap, so let's put our hands together. Give her a standing ovation, this great nation, a little gem of this world, yeah. A place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our world.
We are one Guyana, a place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana, it's paradise, it's our
In a sweet Guyana, I want me born and grow. It's a real paradise, most beautiful place I know. Just watch how the rivers them a flow, and the sun just a shine, and the forest it's a glow. To live in love, that's the way we grow. Most beautiful place I know. So no matter where in the world I go, Guyana is my country, it's my home. So come and make we live it up. Them want to take we land, but you know we never give it up. But our country make we big it up, and we just find answer right now. We have to build it up. You see we cool and we backside mine. Them coming like a treasure, who we search and we find. And when you see the kite your falls, me know it's a blow your mind. So come on, take a trip, take no time to hesitate. Every 26th of May, we independence celebrate. Our country at the best, there's no time for no debate. And together, yeah, we stand and we never separate. There's a golden city in the rising sun, down in the country where me hailing from, yeah. Let me tell you about the place where me from, with the fun and the vibes can't done. In a sweet Guyana, I want me born and grow. It's a real paradise, most beautiful place I know. Just watch how the rivers them a flow, and the sun just a shine, and the forest it's a glow. To live in love, that's the way we grow. Most beautiful place I know. So no matter where in the world I go, Guyana is my country. It's my Linden people, them a live it up. What the Kukwani people, them a live it up. What the Berbies people, them a live it up. Georgetown West Side people, them a live it up. What the Bartica people, them a live it up. What the Essequibo people, them a live it up. All the Northwest people, them a live it up. Madja, let them can you hear what I say? In a sweet Guyana, I want me born and grow. It's a real paradise, most beautiful place I know. Just watch how the rivers them a flow, and the sun just a shine, and the forest it's a glow. To live in love, that's the way we grow. Most beautiful place I know. So no matter where in the world I go, Guyana is my country, it's my home.
We are a peaceful people, struggling we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces, from foreign places, talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not the one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one for us, not a blade of grass. This land is our land now, we're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we are moving from here, make no mistake. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one for us, not a blade of grass. We love the open country of the Rupanuni and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we mean to keep it. We have that right. No, we ain't giving up no mountain, and we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river, that belong to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one for us, not a blade of grass, not one golden apple, not one jamun, not a drop of water from the farmer room, not one sherry girl.
We come across the Caribbean Sea, mother, father, pick me, and we settle down in GT, Wyoming. We've been down on the coastal plain, in the hot sun of pouring rain, planting the rice and cane, Wyoming. Yes, we take off we boots and we put on we roots, Wyoming. So the crab out that grow in the Essequibo is we own. And the 6 o'clock pea and the saki winky is we own. And And the lava that run from go by your gun, yes we own. And them all of a post down the quarantine coast, yes we own. Wondering crab is we own. True leaping up is we own. Umanayana is we own. Fried Koraila is we own. Arapaima is we own. Umanayana is we own. Whether Grover, whether Pleasance, we do Pagua and Confidence, and we know how to wine and prance. Why oh? And we celebrate Diwali, and then time for Mashramani. It's party, party, party. Why oh? Yes, we know how to fet till the underwear wet. Why oh? So the crap out that brony, yes, is we own. And the 6 o'clock bee and the Saki Winky is we own. And the lava that run from go by your gun is we own. And them Wallaba post on the quarantine coast is we own. Wondering crab is we own. Truly the nab is we own. Umanayana is we own. Fried Koraila is we own. Arapaima is we own. Umanayana is we own. Chip, sugar cake and sawfish and bake is we own. Katahar curry and chupalari is we own. Mobby and ice, black-eyed peas and rice is we own. Coconut metagy and wee is we own. Babula and the chan with the cutter in the hand is we own. And the tiger lily and the blue dashiki is we own. And Frankie Manise with the boom boom cheese is we own. And the lion town in Lee Funky Fong is we own. And the fellas in the tree seeing cricket for free is we own. And the brother in the night preaching Jordanite is we own. And Mary of Fall upon the seawall is we own. And the girl foot fine but Lord she behind is we own. So the crap out that bro and the SC cripple is we own. And the 6 o'clock bee and the Saki Winky is we own. And the lava that run from go by your gun is we own. And them Wallaba post on the quarantine coast is we own. Wondering crab is we own. Truly the nab is we own. Umanayana is we own. Fried Koraila is we own. Arapaima is we own. Umanayana is we own.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I
call home. Good morning to all those persons tuned into the Livewire. It's really great to have you here again this morning with me as we go through the final paces of 2023. We're on our way out of there. Really interesting program for you this morning. I should be having Mr. Tyson English on the program this morning from, oh gosh, this is bad. What's up, Tyson English on the program, and he represents the ride for hope, right? And Tyson would have completed a really great distance trying to bring awareness to cancer and mental health issues as well. We'll be looking at the special extraordinary sitting at the National Assembly yesterday. We'll also be touching on some persons who, for some reason, despite the position of their party, they still seem to be in a troublemaker mode. That's the best way that I could put it, because that's all I see it as, making trouble. And we'll also discuss some of the developments that are taking place across Guyana, as we normally do. So we're waiting to see if Mr. English is able to sign into the program, and we'll have his segment first, and then we'll go into the hard-hitting topics. Special good morning to Paul Joseph, Pam Francis, Sally Jones, Darton Andalal, Leroy Mangal, Dial Sukram. Morning to you, brother. I hope you had a good evening at work. Joan Abidjan joining us from Canada. Lash PA, good morning. Have a blessed day to you. Prem Prasad from New York joining us as well. Rennie Prasad, morning to you. Chitra Sukraj, Nirmala from Barbados, who's here every morning with us. I hope you're having a wonderful morning as well. Jerry Gomes joining us from Georgia. He's saying the weather's 42 over there. Neil Ramlukan joining us from New York as well. Omar Sharif joining us from NYC. We got NYC in the building this morning. Rowena Lal, morning to you. Lola Harry, morning to you. Morning. I see Vishal joining us as well. Really great to have you guys here. Please remember, guys, share the live, as we'd like to get the information out there to persons. So as you come on, please help me by just sharing the live, whether it's in a Facebook group or WhatsApp group, on your WhatsApp status, wherever you can. Share the live. Morning to Tulsiram Chetty And I think Mr. English, I see he's signed in with camera and mic. So I think he needs to throw away that old phone he was using before. But, Mr. English has signed in. So again, we'll be talking with Tyson, who is the founder of the Ride for Hope. And as I said, they are bringing awareness, or that the group, they're bringing away. Well, I shouldn't say a group. This is mostly Tyson. He has been doing this for some time now, and it has expanded so that other persons join in with him to make the complete ride. And why I'm taking so long, he got so many photos of the ride. I'm trying to get some of them so I can share the experience, because this boy, people, he's a brave soul. He's a brave soul. But in the meantime, whilst I get these photos started, let me bring in Tyson. Morning, Mr. English. How are you?
Hi, morning, Courdel. I'm all right. Thanks for having me on your show as well.
Man, it's really great to have you here. Now, before we jump into this ride, give persons an idea of what exactly is Ride for Hope GY, and what you guys or you had set out to accomplish when you started this initiative.
All right. Ride for Hope GY, it's more than just cycling challenge. It's a movement, or it's an initiative that was designed to bring awareness to cancer for persons who would have been cancer survivors, for persons who are still battling with that disease, for persons who may be affected directly or indirectly by cancer, as well as other social issues. We also focus on mental health. To some extent, we focus on domestic violence. Now we're working on getting on board with men's health and wellness. So what we've been doing over the past few years is to use the sport of cycling as a catalyst to bridge the gap between physical activities, social issues, and being able to offer some sort of support or motivation or encouragement to those persons who are affected.
Right. Now, this year's ride, give us an idea of the distance, where you started, where you finished, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty so that persons understand clearly that this wasn't a lightweight operation. You literally rode across end to end of Guyana, from, I think it's Molson Creek, all the way to the crossing, and then over into Brazil. So give us an idea of the scope of the ride this year. I think Mr. English having some problems with his internet. Okay, so I think Tyson may have gotten blackout or something. But we'll wait to see if he gets back in. Right? It's no, I don't understand what's going on there. He may have gotten blackout, but we'll hope that he gets signed back in shortly. Nevertheless, the show must go on. So let's give him 2 minutes to see if he gets back in here before we continue. Right, so we had Tyson English here. We had Tyson English here talking about the 2023 Ride for Hope, and sharing with us what it entailed, some of the distance that they covered, some of the persons who are involved as well, some of the riders as well. So I think he's back in.
Yes, we have some issues with connection.
Like, I thought it's blackout, you get him, man. But persons are asking, how many miles are we talking about, and that kind of thing. So give them the full scope of where you began, where you ended, how many days it took, and how many miles you covered.
All right. So for this year in particular, we covered 532 miles. Well, I should say I covered 532 miles because I had two other riders with me, but they would have done their leg of the journey. So the overall journey started in Springlands Quarantine. So what One Army happens every year is that we start at the bordering location for Guyana and Suriname, and we made our way into Central Jorsong, then of course into Linden through the Linden Suzaik Highway, and continued along the Linden Lethem Road.
Right.
That ride was completed in Bovista, Brazil.
Okay.
Fourth year that we would have ventured out of Guyana for this particular ride. So 532 miles would have been the overall mileage. It started on Friday, the 27th, and got into Bovista Wednesday morning. All right, Wednesday afternoon, sorry, sometime around 4:30. But what normally happens is that the ride is done in stages or phases. So it's not one continuous ride, because remember, we're bringing awareness to cancer, mental health, and these other issues.
Right,
so
right.
Every day, we try to cover a certain amount of distance, in some cases about 100 miles per day, depending on the location and the terrain. And of course, because there is the Kurpakari crossing, that's a part of the route, you'd have to ensure that as part of your logistics, you get there at a certain time. Otherwise, you'll be back by a day or 2 days. So just riding, and of course, as we go along the route, we meet persons, we speak to them about our initiative. We normally go along with the banner that you're having on display. So we ask persons to just put their signature and words of encouragement so they can move along with us. So we take that banner across the country, and it serves as a form of motivation or reassurance for those individuals who may not be able to be on that ride directly with us or actively participate.
Right.
Along with that, we do stickers for vehicles, water bottles, and other items. And we do small talks and so on, as persons would inquire what the ride is about. But prior to this, we normally have an awareness campaign on social media platform leading up to the actual ride. So it's not just about the ride, but it's a whole host of activities that leads up to that.
Right. No, this is the fourth year?
It's the third year.
The third year. Have you been seeing an increase in terms of corporate Guyana getting on board to raise awareness about these issues, cancer, mental health, and some of the other issues that you guys cover?
Definitely. I can say last year we had 4 sponsors. This year we managed to secure 14 sponsors. So that's 10 additional sponsors who came on board.
Nice.
What is also good to mention is that the Guyana Tourism Authority, for the second consecutive year, they would have signed on to this initiative. So we're hoping that we can have a long-term agreement with them, because we would have pitched the idea to them, and they understand exactly what the initiative is about, and they decided, okay, it's okay for them to come on board. So we have the GT on board. We have the National Assembly, as a matter of fact, the Parliament Office of Guyana, who also came on board this year. So we have government agencies on board, and we have corporate Guyana as well. We also have individuals who would make their contributions or their donations as well for this initiative. But of course, not all sponsorship comes in the form of finances. Some would be accommodation, some would be to provide gears or space for the cyclists, branding and advertising and that sort of stuff. So there are different forms in which you can receive sponsorship, but we've definitely seen an increase, and we're hoping that as time progresses, as the information spreads and as persons become more aware of what exactly the initiative is all about, we're gonna have more corporate companies on board as well.
Okay. So if persons looking here at this live or looking back at this program later in the day, they want to get on board with the next Right for Hope, how do they make contact with you or the Right for Hope team?
All right, definitely. So you can contact me directly on 696-6452. 696-6452. You can either call or send a WhatsApp, or you can check my Facebook page at Tyson English. You can check that Facebook page. I'm always active on that account. That now that you mentioned, actually in the process of putting together another ride for December, trying to focus on men's health and wellness. But with this one, we're going to be using the entire coastline of Guyana. It is going to be longer than the just completed ride. It's going to be 610 miles in total. But it's going to be spanning the entire coastline, starting at Georgetown at the roundabout, heading up to Springlands Region 6, back down into Region 2 for Charity, then go over into Bartica, into Kwakwani through Linden, then back to Georgetown. So persons are going to be able to see as the cyclists pass. And if there are any individuals who want to do a leg, whether it's a mile, 2 miles, 5 miles, 100 meters, they can feel free to do so. Also, Courdel, what we normally do at Right Hope G1 is that we work along with other organizations and individuals to raise funds for persons who may need emergency surgeries, whether it's for cancer, any medical outreach programs that are available. We would have done rides in the past. So, for instance, if there's an individual that requires funding for a particular medical emergency, what we do, we normally ask persons to sponsor a mile. Probably maybe $500 or $1,000, or depending. And you sponsor a mile, and we're gonna write that mile. We record it, of course, but the money that you're gonna donate, it either comes to us or it goes directly to the individual or to the organization. So we just do the cycling aspect, and they're gonna deal with the financial aspect.
Yeah, very, very nice. I hope persons are listening. And before we give them the number again, you said you had 2 individuals with you. I think these two young men here. No,
yes.
Tyson, I saw you for a while. You're a fit guy. Now these guys here don't look all that fit, but they made the ride. Now, is this a fact that this ride is not that challenging? Anybody can do it?
Anybody can do it, but it is challenging. It is extremely challenging, but anybody can do it. Individually, you're faced with your own experiences, your own hiccups, your own challenges. Me in particular, I prepare myself for an entire year for these rides because one, I'm always a person who designs the routes. I am always a person who knows in terms of the logistics where we have to stop and that sort of stuff. So I have to ensure that I'm in tip-top shape, right? And we try to complete the ride in the shortest time possible. The 2 individuals on your left, on my left rather, in the green top, that's Joel Bancroft. Joel is actually a medical professional. He's a pharmacist. And we have then Roy Trotman. He's also in the sports arena. He's a swimming instructor. And he's very big on fireman as well. So he's also exposed to outdoor and adventure. But of course, they had their own challenges. Unfortunately, they aren't here to give up their personal experiences, but they were challenges. And there are simple things that persons who look simple preparation, ensuring that you prepare in terms of getting your muscles in tune. Probably a few months of preparation prior, dieting and so on, right? Keeping yourself hydrated, ensuring that your gear, your cycle, and your kit, your uniform is ideal for what you want to do, because every single factor, regardless of how simple it is, plays a very important role. And as long as you're uncomfortable, that discomfort expands and it extends throughout the entire journey. And I can tell you that both Joel and Dan Roy, they would have been experiencing a lot of discomfort. And of course, that's the nature of this ride. You don't want it to be too easy. You don't want it to be a smooth sailing, because you're trying to, the idea is to submit ourselves to conditions that are similar to what persons who are experiencing mental illnesses and persons who are cancer patients would go through on a daily basis. In many cases, they don't have someone to depend on. So it's a self-supported ride, where, as you can see, those cycles are fully outfitted with everything that you need, from your food stuff, your ration, your emergency kit or first aid kit, your sleeping accommodation, whether it's a tent, hammock and poncho, spare parts, water, clothing for you to change, lights, batteries, tools, and everything. So the bikes are customized for this particular event. Because when you're out there, we're doing riding day and night. Although persons will be passing in vehicles, you're not allowed to accept too much of assistance from individuals. If it's in a scenario or a situation where it's detrimental, well, then you're allowed to just receive assistance from persons. But you don't just, everybody just stops and no. That is outside of how the ride is designed. So it's self-supported and it's an ultra endurance ride. So it's slow, and that's what makes it even more fatiguing.
So Tyson, before I go, or before I let you go, I got some other matters to deal with here, and I wanted to put you aside for us before I deal with them. Tell the viewers exactly what we're looking at here on this screen right now.
Definitely, and I have no shame about it. I have no apologies. That's what you're looking at there. That's one angle of the strongest quads you could ever come across in this entire South America. That leg you're looking at there that is so hard for persons to identify, that person's been laughing and making joke of. I'm gonna frame that photograph, Courdel. I'm gonna mount it in the National Museum, because no other cyclist, whether professional, elite, or amateur, in this country has ever completed in excess of 500 miles. And I'm not a professional cyclist. So that leg you're looking at there, I have the muscles to show, but that's actually an angle that I took for the sake of laughter.
Oh my goodness. Tyson, keep up the good work, you and your team. Continue to bring awareness to these issues, as you know, it's very important for persons to be aware. Mental health in Guyana is something that society tends to ignore. I see the government moving in a direction of having facilities and trained personnel to deal with these issues, but it's good that individuals like yourself can take it upon yourself to know that, hey, this is a problem, and let me see what I can do to address it and bring awareness to it. So hats off to you, Mr. Tyson English, Mr. Joel Bancroft, and Mr. Denroy Trotman. Although they didn't complete the entire ride with you, they were there. I think it was from Georgetown to Lethem.
One did from Mahaica to Lethem, and one did from Linden to Lethem. So those are their legs that they would have highlighted to complete.
Well, I think that's a great feat still. You know, you guys keep up the good work. And again, before you go, in case persons want to get on board or join you in the December ride, give them that number again.
Yes, definitely. 696-6452. 696-6452, or they can contact me via my Facebook page.
Right, and if you guys would like to see some more photos of the entire journey, please check Tyson's Facebook page. He's also a fitness instructor. So if you're looking for a gym or a personal trainer, where's your gym located?
It's located in Ogle at the community center or the Ogle Cricket Club. So they can check us out there as well. So, and we do similar training for other sport also.
Okay, great. So guys, that's Tyson English. Tyson, thank you for being here. And I guess I'll see you when I see you, brother.
Sure.
Take care.
All right.
Right, so that's Tyson English there. Recently completed the Ride for Hope. And, you know, really great initiative. I hope more persons get on board to support this type of activity. Now it's time for us to get into some more serious business. So let's have a quick look and then we'll get back into it.
Nicolas Maduro, known as Compañero Maduro, understand me clearly. Essequibo pertenece a Guyana.
Every inch of this territory belongs to us.
Essequibo pertenece a Guyana.
And I do believe we will make the reality of the igniting storm not one blade of grass.
As all Guyanese knows it, that Essequibo belongs to us. Salute to Guyana.
It is our land and nobody else. Not a blade of grass.
This land, Guyana, is ours, and we as a people, no matter what our differences,
must not quibble and hesitate. This is a matter of national importance as no other.
Not one Guyanese citizen will be given Venezuelan citizenship because Essequibo is our own.
All of Guyana is united in the fundamental premise that the Essequibo, which is the heartland, is 100% Guyanese.
We will not be afraid. We stand on principles. We stand on the right side of the law. Why should we be fearful? It is the Venezuelans who are fearful.
This Essequibo is ours. Every square inch of it, every square inch of it, every square inch of it.
Every square inch of it. You heard it from the chief himself. So the National Assembly yesterday unanimously supported the motion to affirm Guyana's territorial integrity and denounce Venezuela's referendum to annex the Essequibo region. Which is a significant development in the ongoing territorial dispute between the two countries. Now, the motion received unanimous support in the National Assembly, demonstrating a united front among Guyanese political leaders on the issue of the territorial integrity of Guyana. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hugh Todd, presented the motion, emphasizing Guyana's commitment to international law and democracy. The motion emphasized Guyana's commitment to international law with a particular focus on the 1899 arbitral award as the final and binding settlement of the territorial controversy. The sentiments expressed in support of the motion were echoed by Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandalal, Minister of Parliamentary Affairs and Governance Gil Teixeira, and this here shows a broad consensus in relation to this matter. Now we have opposition leader, members of the opposition also coming out in support. So it is a bipartisan approach towards this border controversy. We don't have the opposition taking a different stance. We don't have the government taking a different stance. It's one stance on this border issue. We will not be relinquishing anything in relation to Essequibo. Not an inch, not a meter, nothing at all. Right? Minister of Amerindian Affairs, Pauline Sukai, highlighted the impact of Venezuela's territorial claims on indigenous people in Guyana and stressed the need for unity in addressing the issue. The government and opposition agreed to hold a special sitting of the National Assembly to address the matter, underscoring the importance for the nation. The motion passed by the National Assembly reaffirms Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity, acknowledges the 1899 arbitral award, denounces Venezuela's scheduled referendum as provocative, unlawful, void, and of no international legal effect, and supports the government's effort for a peaceful and lawful resolution through the International Court of Justice. It also calls for a deeper engagement around national stakeholders and encourages Guyanese to stay informed about developments related to the controversy. The motion expressed appreciation for the support and the affirmation of Guyana's sovereignty and territorial integrity from various stakeholders and international partners. The extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly attracted a diverse audience, including parliamentarians, students, members of the diplomatic corps, and other stakeholders, highlighting the national importance of the issue. Leader of the opposition, Mr. Norton, and several members of parliament also delivered remarks during the sitting, suggesting that the motion received broad bipartisan support. Now, this development signals a strong and united stance by Guyana in defending its territorial integrity and emphasizing its commitment to a peaceful resolution to the territorial dispute through legal processes, particularly the ICJ. It also underscores the importance of international law and diplomacy in addressing such complex geopolitical issues. Now, before I continue, I want to bring to your awareness a post that I saw on Facebook yesterday. And the sad part about this situation, whilst Aubrey Norton at this point could be bipartisan on this issue, Amanza could get up and be bipartisan on this issue. Kemraj Ramjitan can get up and be bipartisan on this issue. There are still persons in that camp that are trying to fuel the fire. Now look at this post that I saw on Facebook. Now, y'all might say I shouldn't even bother with it because the person who made the post, super retarded, not regular, super retarded, right? Now, the person is claiming that DPI did not carry the opposition's statements or speeches at this extraordinary sitting, right? And that despite the People's Progressive Party or the government of Guyana saying, let's put aside the politics and look at the integrity of this country and not allowing Venezuela to bully us, Rickford Burke here is claiming something completely different. Now let us check to see if what Rickford Burke is saying holds weight, right? So I am saying to you that based on the knowledge I have, DPI carried these speeches from opposition members of parliament. And we'll go to Facebook and have a quick look. So we're on the DPI page currently here, right? Let's scroll down and see what's going on. So they have several stories on the extraordinary sitting yesterday, right? Let's see if they did a live. So there's a live 13 hours ago. Let's see what it has inside.
Remember, Mr.
So that's the speaker. And the first person the speaker calls is the opposition leader on the DPI live. Y'all listen from me.
And now for the honorable leader of the opposition, the honorable member, Mr. Aubrey Norton.
This is on the DPI's page. People, this is the DPI live. Y'all seeing it here. Department of Public Information was live 13 hours ago, right? So we have Aubrey Norton.
I'm a proud Guyanese who believes
who talking for a while.
While gold and diamonds, among other minerals, are found in the Barima.
So Aubrey Norton is on here. Let's see
what's responsible government.
So we have Minister Hugh Todd, and this is the first live that the Republic of. Let's see the other live because there were a few. Hold on, let me get to the videos. Right, so let's get to the videos of this. Right, so we have two more lives here. I see a man to pop
on the other side of the house laid out for.
Right, so we have a man
rises to the occasion.
DPI speech.
Let us be a nation that dem.
All right, let me quiet your voice a little bit. So this is DPI speech 18 hours ago. We have a Manza, we have Minister Sukai come up after Manza. I think this is Marvin Williams from the opposition, right? Minister Teixeira. Roysdale Ford from the opposition. And that's to show you how these people are. That is to show you how these people are. Imagine, this is the propaganda that Rickford Burke is currently spreading. That DPI did not carry the opposition member of parliament's speech at the extraordinary sitting. Now let's look at it from this point of view. Let's say that I was a Guyanese who didn't have access to the internet or probably not technologically inclined. So I can't go to DPI's Facebook page and check that. Or I don't have anybody responsible enough that I'm listening to and that I believe to tell me anything different. I am a PNC supporter, hypothetically speaking. Please, Jesus, don't ever let me go down the road, please. But hypothetically speaking, if I'm a PNC supporter and I believe someone like Burke or Benchcup or Sherrod Duncan or David Hines or any one of them worries I just call, putting out something like this, I'm going to run with it. So the next day, I go in and tell about 10 other people, DPI and carry the opposition members of parliament speech on this Venezuela issue. The PPP only bluffing me. They want to work together on this matter. And then you got 10 more people telling 10 more people each that foolishness. Right? This Rickford Burke is disgraceful and deserves the hardest condemnation, the harshest condemnation. Because you are totally misleading people. And I examined 2 lives on DPI's page. 2 lives on DPI's page. So why would Rickford Burke, who's representing a political party, and I wanted to show y'all the last live here. Just give me a second, let me get it on the screen.
At the beginning, let
Let's
me,
check.
on your behalf and my own, acknowledge.
Let's check with this last live I saw on DPI's page. Who else is there? It's Minister Todd again. Kemran Ramjatan. Despite he got somebody who's not so intelligent sitting on his, just behind him, who has been trying to fuel the fire, Coretta McDonald, who I've called out many times on this program for trying to fuel the fire, asking for persons to give individual statements, and the president and the vice president should go forth to the border, and I said a stupidness like that. We have Kemran Ramjatan here showing a leveled head and expressing his views on the matter in a bipartisan way, right? But you will still have Rickford Burke jump up and claim that the Department of Public Information is being biased and not sharing information from opposition MPs. This is a total misrepresentation of what happened yesterday. And persons should condemn Rickford Burke for this, especially persons in the opposition. Because this here shows that even in their camp, they can't hold a unified front. Their leader has said, okay, we're going to unite with the government in one stance on this matter. Right? But yet, this Kavaka-mind Rickford Burke going to post something like this here. And I don't know if y'all could read it clearly, but let me just run through it for you. Barajagjo claimed the PVP regime put aside politics and is addressing the Venezuelan aggression as a united country. If that is so, Barrett, why didn't DPI broadcast as well as feature the full speeches of all the opposition MPs of members of parliament made during the special sitting of the National Assembly? What nonsense Rickford Burke talking. Just like they did the speeches of the PVP members, or is it that the PVP's position that DPI belongs to the PVP, just like they believe Guyana belongs to them and their ethnic supporters only? That's the bull that Rickford Burke coming with. Always trying to incorporate race into something. Always trying to incorporate race into something. Now, this is an issue that's affecting all Guyanese. as Amansa said in her speech, the heartland, the biggest part of the country they want to take away. You understand me? The biggest part of our country they want to take away. And this is how Rickford Bork is addressing the matter. You know why people like Rickford Bork and David Hines and some of these worries that do what they do? They are safe in the United States, you know. The territorial integrity of Guyana is not of interest to anybody like Rickford Bork and David Hines and these people. They don't care anything about that because at the end of the day, they have their American citizenship and their loyalties aren't to Guyana. Their loyalty is not to Guyana. These people use Guyanese to gain support in the diaspora. So they go out there and they paint this doom and gloom picture of what is happening in this country. So many Guyanese are being discriminated against. So many things are going wrong. Guyanese, Afro-Guyanese are not getting contracts. Afro-Guyanese ain't getting scholarship. Afro-Guyanese can't get a piece of land according to Coretta. And that kind of foolishness they're pushing out there. Right? And people like Rickford Bork use this to get Guyanese in the diaspora to feel sympathetic and to pledge money to their cause. And it doesn't get back to the average Guyanese. It doesn't get back to the average Guyanese. All they're doing is trying to make person who run from this country under Burnham that they know over there. And mind you, Rickford Bork left Guyana between 1992 to 2015. Right? He left before. So y'all got to understand. Don't ever let him say that the People's Progressive Party run him out of Guyana. These people were not even welcome in their own parties. Now they're showing back the face. Or you could say they're rearing the head. Even Paul don't agree with you. Even Paul don't agree with him. And Paul, I am going to say this to you, that this is not the first time. Because if you look at the regular debates of the opposition, of the National Assembly, right? The opposition's stance on matters are broadcast once it's going live because it's an integrated system. I can say for sure that I know that there are cameras. There was a point where when the National Assembly was in the Stabroek area, where the space didn't allow for cameras to like face the opposition because of how the cameras were positioned. But now that they're in the Artichon Conference Center, there are cameras that are there that show the opposition from the front, delivering whatever remarks they want to deliver. So on that point, Paul, I just like to make you aware. And the next time we have a regular sitting of the National Assembly, I shall point it out for persons to see. Right? Anyway, I'd like to add, right? I'd like to add that this, in addition to DPI broadcasting this extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly, it was also broadcasted on the People's Progressive Party's official page. All the government ministers, all the opposition members of parliament, and everything that they said broadcasted on the page. I must note it was broadcasted on the PNC's page as well. So I'm wondering, who is Rickford Bork representing? Whose views are Rickford Bork representing? Is this a stance of the party, or is this his personal stance? And if it's his personal stance, it's a very layered one and a misleading one. And persons need to understand that. and realize that you cannot trust this information as well. Because people like Rickford Borg, their only aim is to distort information to create mayhem in this country. You understand? To create mayhem in this country. He does not care that these two persons, these two political parties can come together on an issue of this nature. His aim is to have these two political parties constantly fighting each other on matters of race. Imagine this border controversy has nothing to do with race, Afro or Indo-Guyanese, but has everything to do with Guyanese in general. Afro, Indo, Amo, Portuguese, Chinese, mixed race, whatever you want to call them. Right? Because everybody got somebody living on this side of the river. Everybody. Every Guyanese knows somebody living over the river. Whether it's a friend, cousin, auntie, uncle, sister, brother, whatever it is. Right? I'm going to do that after, Paul. I didn't do it last night. I'm going to do that after. But everybody knows somebody on this side of the river. And again, I'm encouraging Guyanese on social media to be responsible with how y'all are dealing with, or I should say dealing with, but how you are representing this matter on social media, right? Please be careful in what you are doing. Please don't be like Coretta and just go on social media and talking foolishness. And you know something I must mention as well. It is very disheartening. No, I spent some time at a friend's house over the weekend. And we were in discussions about how persons were reacting to probably having to go and defend their country. Persons in the diaspora would know that at one point, America had a national draft to bring persons into the military services to defend. I don't remember which war, but it was done. Persons were drafted. So I was talking with some friends and I was asking if if the need arose, would they be willing to go and defend this country's integrity? One is an ex-police officer, and the other one, I'm not too sure what he does, but they live in the same area and we socialize together. And both of them plainly said no. You understand me? Both of them plainly said no. So if tomorrow Venezuela decide to indeed cross whatever river to get over into Guyana, there are a bunch of Guyanese out here right now who outright saying, yeah, well, frig that, we ain't gonna step up and defend our country. Right? But they in the car playing not a blade of grass. But when it's time to actually defend that blade of grass, they have Guyanese in this country here who are not willing to step up. Now, mind you, they might got people who frightened, they might got people who just unable to go there and fight. But I mean, you don't want to play some role in defending your country. Now, these are the same Guyanese who can say, oh, I love my country, I love my hinterland, I like go mainstay, I like the open country of the Rupununi anytime day or night. You understand? But if it come down to it, to go there and defend this country, no. So am I to think that those persons believe that, God forbid, or if it comes down to us losing Essequibo, they are fine with Guyana, from the Demerara Harbor Bridge here, go back, gone to Venezuela, Is that what it's saying to me? It is really disenchanting. And sad to say, they got a lot of Guyanese like that. They have a lot of Guyanese like that who are in their mind. And mind you, those same Guyanese can turn and say, we don't have enough military might to defend the country. But to go out there and bolster that military might as a citizen, to stand side by side with the soldiers who would go out there to represent you. And so one person saying the soldiers getting paid to do that. So it shows you the thinking of some people, right? Citizens who are willing to go out there and stand side by side with soldiers and police and probably prison guards or whoever it is that would need to come out to defend this country. So I wanted to make persons aware that whilst we got a lot of people, Guyana, we got a lot of people, not a blade of grass. We got a lot of people is we own. They got stipulations before they go there to defend this country. They got to see the president out there for us. I wonder if Ukrainians operated in that manner would have been the state of Ukraine right now, you know? If that is the stance of persons, the vice president got to go out there first before they go there. We need to check ourselves, people. Defending our country is not about just standing up and it's we own, not a blade of grass. When it comes down to it, what are you willing to do to ensure Guyana remains the Guyana that we know and grew up knowing? What are you willing to do to ensure that our map stays the way it is? Sally Jones said, I ain't got no guns, but I got some food, pepper sauce for them. Ready. It's trouble. But, you know, we need to be more patriotic as Guyanese. We need to be more patriotic as Guyanese. And that conversation really shocked me. Really shocked me. Especially from a trained man. He ain't willing to go there and defend the country. He said he gave 10 years of service and that is enough. Right? He gave 10 years of service in the joint services. I ain't gonna say which branch. But he gave 10 years of service and he felt that is enough. Now, the Prime Minister Mark Phillips reiterated Guyana's firm and non-negotiable stance on the Guyana-Venezuela border controversy during his address at the extraordinary sitting of the National Assembly. Prime Minister Phillips stressed Guyana's stance on this Venezuela border dispute as non-negotiable and unequivocal, representing the fundamental rights of all nations must be respected. Right? The Guyana remains committed to the International Court of Justice and believes that the ICJ's judgment will align with international law. The Prime Minister expressed confidence in the ICJ's role in resolving the dispute. PM Phillips emphasized that the time for negotiation is over and that there will be no further dialogue with Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro. Guyana rejects any concession through bilateral negotiations and is committed to opposing invasion, annexation, and acts of aggression. The Prime Minister urged the ICJ to deliver a final judgment on the controversy and affirmed that Essequibo belongs to Guyana and Guyanese. He called for justice and the preservation of the nation's sovereignty. PM Phillips acknowledged that much of Venezuela's claims stem from Guyana's thriving oil and gas industry, particularly in the territorial waters where significant oil discoveries have been made. The Prime Minister condemned what he described as unwarranted and unjust claims by Venezuela to disrupt Guyana's sovereign territory. He emphasized the importance of addressing these actions for peace and stability in the region. PM Phillips pointed out that Venezuela has shown inconsistency in its commitment to adhering to the 1899 arbitral award, which is the center of the border dispute. The Prime Minister stressed the need for unity among Guyanese on this issue and discouraged the making political the matter of the border dispute for political gains. He highlighted the importance of mobilizing people to address the challenge. PM Phillips called upon all nations to support Guyana in its pursuit to a peaceful resolution through the ICJ. He appreciated the support of the global community and bilateral partners in this effort. The Prime Minister condemned the efforts of Guyanese foreign service, the Prime Minister commended the efforts of Guyana's foreign service officers and personnel of the Guyana Defense Force and the Guyana Police Force in ensuring the security of Guyana's borders. Right? Listen, all I can say to y'all is that we need to be unified on this matter. We need to be unified on this matter. And if we are not unified on this matter, it will show, and Venezuelans will capitalize on that. Whilst we are unified, we're not promoting xenophobia. So we still have to have understanding and respect for persons' human rights and the rule of law. Vigilante justice is not the way to go. So I am asking persons who have interactions daily with Venezuelans, you don't know their status, it's not upon you to inquire. It is not in your purview to check their immigration status. Allow the Guyana Police Force, allow the Immigration Authority, allow the government of Guyana to put systems in place so that these persons are properly regulated, right? So we should never see an occurrence of what we saw in that video I think they said it was Eccles. I thought it was Essequibo. But we should never see another reoccurrence of that. And on to now, we don't know who that individual is, right? We don't know who that individual is. That was first of all, people just understand. Any crime that is committed on you, it is against the law for you to take matters in your own hands. So if somebody cough in your face and you cough them back in the face, both of y'all have broken the law. It is upon you to go and make a report to the station and have the law enforcement authorities deal with the matter. You understand? Up to now, we don't know who this individual is. He can't even make a claim of robbery because I don't even think a report was made at the station in relation to these Venezuelans breaking into his property. So now you have a case of, one, he held the people against their will there. So that could be kidnapping. Right? Two, yeah, well, I know that he's arrested or he's in custody or something of the sort. Two, you violate them people human rights. Now, everybody got a stupid cousin or something, or a stupid friend. Now, if your friend is in another country and do stupidness, or family, or your sister, or your brother, or somebody in another country and do something similar, is that the treatment you would want to be meted out to them? I mean, yes, they deserve some sort of a punishment, right? But it is not within your purview to decide what that punishment is. We have police, We have prosecutors, we got judges, we got magistrates, and that kind of thing. So I'm encouraging Guyanese to not take matters into your own hands, especially when it comes to Venezuelans. Right? If that you feel you are violated by one of them, go to the police. Go to the police. Let peace prevail in Guyana. Let us show unity in relation to our territorial integrity. And at the same time, show compassion where it's necessary. Show understanding where it's necessary. Right? And where it's necessary, take a firm stance on certain issues. So I am also saying Venezuelans who are here illegal need to be deported forthwith. The Guyana police force, through the immigration department, needs to be doing checks. Right? The police, and then there needs to be enforcement. Because if you go to America, you overstay a time, they got ICE, border patrol, kind of thing, will find you and deport you. It can take some time, but they can find you and deport you. Y'all want to check people's papers? Venezuelan like what? Are you go on them construction sites all over the place and let them produce the papers? And if they can't produce the papers, right there and then, you take them into custody and you put them on a boat or a plane and send them back where they come from. Plain and simple. It ain't hard. All them hot dogs stand you seeing, around the place. Papers. Where your papers? You understand me? Where your papers? And also, where is the food and drug department? These people got food handler certificates and things like that. Like, what's going on, man? I'm trying to understand, like, what is going on? All these hot dog stands popping up all over the place. Do these Venezuelans have, like, food handler certificate that they're certified that they ain't got TB or nothing they could think? We need to check on these things. These agencies in Guyana, the Guyana Police Force, we have a food and drug department with whoever issues the food handler certificate. Right? City Hall, you are collecting any revenue from all these hot dog stands and burger stands and, from these Venezuelans and make some money. We are doing. I noticed they had some councillors. Well, I shouldn't say some councillors. They had PVP councillors on Stabrook there. It was last night. I think it was. They had some councillors on the. There they are. Right. So keep clicking the wrong one. So yeah, so we had some PVPC councillors at the Stabrook Market Square last evening doing a walkabout, checking to see what can be done to better the environment, better the conditions of vendors, persons who use this area to travel, taxi operators, bus operators, and things like that. On hand was the town clerk, the deputy town clerk, and also the city engineer from the mayor and city council, right? One of the things to note as well is that despite whatever these PVPC councillors put forward, at the end of the day, we have to remember they don't have a controlling vote. So they could suggest everything that on this God Green or to better Georgetown, and just because the PMC wants, or the only thing that they can run to at the 2025 election is to say, look how they neglect Georgetown, or blame the PVP for the neglect of Georgetown. They will not allow certain advancements at the council level. So to put in laboratory facilities at the park, proper ones, they ain't gonna allow that. For the council to have a proper budget for 2024, the PNC councils are not going to have that. Imagine the 23 budget get presented the other day at almost the end of the year. That's to show you what's going on at City Hall, you know. These PPPC councillors are in their communities trying to find a way to make City Hall relevant. But despite what they do, their initiatives, they are all voted down. They are all voted down. Right? So, y'all continue fighting the good fight. Mr. Councillor Jacobs, Councillor Ishviani, Councillor Singh. Oh boy, I don't know the other councillor in the green shirt's name, but the town clerk is in the middle with the pink jacket, and I think that's the city engineer in the hat on the end in the gray jersey, and the deputy town clerk in the gold top, right? So they were out and about to see what was going on. I saw Councillor Jacobs in his area of Kitty, checking that market there, where hundreds of millions of dollars were spent, and up to now, the community of Kitty can't have access to a proper market, right? Can't have access to a proper market. The vendors complaining that the space that they have is much smaller than before and the rent much higher. So they're not selling to cover their rent, much less to make a profit. You understand me? That is the situation facing vendors at the Kitty market there. Person in Kitty got come till tomorrow when they had a market right there that they could have used. Right? Anyway, folks, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you guys for joining the program. It was really good to have you. Please share the live as you come on. Please continue to share the live so we can get the message out there to people. And let people understand that, you know, we can't always run. Most of the times, we can't say can't always. Most of the times, we can't run with what we hear from certain quarters. Right? We can't. Morning to Keith Adams. Pam Singh, morning to you. Kishore, morning to you. I can't pronounce our first name. Barry Sanachar, morning to you. Becky, good morning to you. And I don't see anybody else. Gil Eon, good morning. Good morning. Taris O'Brien, good morning. Paul Sigo, Paul, good morning to you. Andre Jack, good morning to you, brother. Morning to you. So guys, please remember, we're going to be back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place, with more information for you. Thank you for joining us on this program. Remember, please be good Guyanese when you're out there. When you're on the roadways, look out for those persons who are not looking out for you. And please be safe out there. Please be safe out there. Remember, all we're preaching over here is love, peace, and one Guyana.
Yeah, well, it's all about love and unity, peace and harmony, respect in every aspect. Check it. What happened to the days when we used to come together and used to live as one? When love used to flow through every girl and woman and every boy and man. Now there's so much war and crime and destruction over through this land.